Hey y'all. Um, whew, as a lot of the as a lot of the tags in uh in the show notes state, having a chronic illness is not for the faint of heart, even a little bit. Um, yeah. So there's just been so much going on. So much, which pushed back this episode because I was supposed to do it on Tuesday. Um, and as you can see, it is not Tuesday, it is Thursday. Um, and yeah, there's just so much stuff going on. And I trying to find the balance between a chronic illness, the things you want to do, the things you have to do, um, not responsibilities, or as I affectionately call them, responsibilities. Um, you know, it's a lot of stuff going on. So it's it's not easy, it's not simple, it's not seamless, quite exhausting all the time. Um yeah. So got my next episode coming up this afternoon at 12. Um Usually the way I'm gonna be doing them is Tuesdays and Sundays. Trying to create consistency, have um, normalcy in terms of like the days and times that I do it. Um, so that's coming. My specific times, and it's like I said, probably going to be Tuesday and Sunday. Still figuring out what time. Just generally those days. Um, and yeah, clearly not to wake yet. Still out of coffee. Um, so yeah. Got nature stuff on in the background. Can I just tell you how exhausted I am? I'm exhausted. And I'm hoping to get I don't know. I don't know if I'll get a surge of energy, but I definitely going to try. So this is one of the things I wanted to talk about. So working with a chronic illness and doing a bunch of stuff is incredibly difficult for folks who have. Sorry, there's nature. I put nature documentaries on in the background sometimes just to with the sound off. And this one is Enchanted Forests. And so there's just a bunch of sloths and lizards and birds, and I wonder which forest they're in. Anyway, real cute. Um, Working with it, and it's like squirrel, yeah. Working with a chronic illness is incredibly difficult. And some folks don't get that at all, even a little bit. And since I've had it for, sorry about the sirens. I don't know if you can. Oh, what's going on in my hair? Because I've had it for 26 years. Oops, sorry about sirens. I have dealt with all kinds of people thinking I'm faking it, I'm making things up, I'm exaggerating. It's not that bad. It's not that serious. It's not that. You know. And my whole thing with that is that if you're not experiencing it, you're never going to see it, like never. And one of the things, that I do with many of the professional things that are going on in my life is training people on disability equity, but also training people on the intersections within disability equity. Um, there are a lot of folk there. I hate to say it like this, but there's a hierarchy in the disabled community. Those without chronic illnesses and those with them. Um, and the people who don't have chronic illnesses are often real nasty, and treat those of us with chronic illnesses just like non disabled folks treat all of us. And it's quite fascinating when you see the levels and layers of people's internalized ableism coupled with internalized, racism, sexism, homophobia, xenophobia, all the things, because you can feel that stuff about yourself too. And then in turn say, oh, you're more disabled than me or the people around me. You're more this, you're more that, you're less this, you're less that, you're, blah, 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 whatever the thing is. Um, and the thing that gives you, the person who may be marginalized to some extent, the power to see someone who's the same or similar kind of marginalization as you as less than stems from a lot of the white supremacist thinking. And folks are like, white supremacy? Why are you going on the left field? No, I'm not. No, I'm not. Read about it. Yeah, see this giant pile of books right here? Yeah, I'm going to be doing a whole heck of a lot of reading. And one of the things, in addition, I'm taking a couple of classes to further educate myself, but also to um, gain more. What did I say? No, further educate myself. That's gaining more knowledge. Yeah, because even though I am in multiple marginalized groups, I still have privilege. Just as certain other people in those same marginalized groups may have more or less power than I do. Depends on the marginality, you know. Um, but there are people who don't think that they're doing that. They're like, what are you talking about? I'm black. What are you talking about? I'm disabled. What are you talking about? I don't speak English. What are you talking about? I'm gay. What are you talking about? I'm poor. And they don't see the fact that they're helping the oppressors, whoever the oppressor is. They don't see that they're actually helping to further disenfranchise folks who are marginalized like them. And I've encountered this with a lot of people. Some people think that their proximity to whiteness or maleness or maleness or ability or money or whatever it is will bring them closer to that community. So, if I hang out with a lot of people with legs, will my legs grow back? No. What the hell are you talking about? Um, so it's, but it's that insidious and that um, infiltrating isn't a word. It really infiltrates people's brains. This is just the short end of it. Um, and infiltrates people's brains in ways that they don't even recognize that it's happening. So there's a lot of folks sorry about the honking and the sirens and all the, that's Harlem for ya. And it's 10:40, so it's Harlem, it's early, it's, yeah. And this is one of the things I will probably go into a little bit with my guest later today, Zion, talking about the intricacies of white supremacy and just how insidious it is and just how much it will infiltrate a community to make the community think that they're doing something bad or wrong by existing the way that they are, simply because you don't exist that way and you want to make the person or the community wrong or incorrect because white supremacy says they are wrong and incorrect. And a lot of people don't even think it's that serious or that deep or that bad, but it is, very much is. Just like a couple of years ago when we had um, the uh, the air quality go down, um, because of the air that was coming down from Canada, and how so many people were just like, "It's not a big deal to me. I can breathe. I don't got nothing going on." Except for a lot of us who have heart issues, who have compromised immune systems, who have lung issues, who have all kinds of things. We had to not only wear masks indoors, but also outdoors because the air quality was so low and so messed up that some of us, myself included, because of my heart, was having issues. But there were a lot of people who were like, "I'm good. Aren't you good?" And these were people who work in the disabled community saying this. Um, So levels and layers, y'all. And there's a lot of people who don't have chronic illnesses, who number one don't know shit about shit with it. Think, oh, man, just take this vitamin, you'll be good. No, the fuck I won't. Stop telling me that. Stop. I'm not interested. You're not a rheumatologist. You're not a hematologist. You're not a cardiologist. You're not a long COVID specialist. You're definitely not a medical professional of any kind. Um, So I'm not sure why you're chiming in on my medical anything. I mean, wonderful that you care. Good on you. And also, no, thank you, uninterested. And I say that because of 26 years of experience with all this. I'm good. Thank you. And I will keep taking my medication and I will keep doing my bits of chemo and I will be keep doing the things that I've been doing because they've mostly helped, mostly. And then the rest of it's just been by the grace of God, grace of God. Yeah. Um, and it's just so amazing to me that oh yeah, so I'll talk about it this afternoon because the person I'm interviewing is incredibly knowledgeable in the intricacies in a community of marginalized folks marginalizing other folks in the community and making them bad and wrong simply because they don't like what you're doing. They don't identify that way. So why aren't you doing this, that, and the third? And there's a lot, there's between the racism and sexism and ableism and xenophobia and homophobia and all the isms and phobias in the world, having folks in the disabled community be discriminatory towards you for your differences, whatever they may be, has always just really boggled my mind because it's kind of like, wait a minute, wait now, you do know that these non-disabled people looking at us the same way. They see my metal legs, they see my walker, they see your crutches, your wheelchair, your walker, you're this, you're that, you're whatever, and they see the both of us as garbage, as toss ascideable. Um, And so I just find it very fascinating how people think that, oh, just because someone is willing to give them a little bit of access, pat them on the head, call them a good boy, call them a good girl, that they are then given full access to that community. And then in that case, they are very, very willing for whatever reason, whether it's a check, whether it's status, whatever, they're given access to that little bit of power and then they up and leave the rest of the community and go off and do their own thing. And it happens, and it's just like partly I'm like, okay. I get it. I get it. I get it. We live in a very capitalist society, and I'm probably gonna piss some people off. Be like, well, man, capitalism helps people to get jobs and have money and do things in their house and their community. Like, no, capitalism very much has a hierarchy, and the hierarchy requires for some people to be on top and some people to be on the bottom. And so there has to be some winners and some losers in capitalism because that's just the way it is. That's just the way it's designed. Hate to break it to you. That's how it's designed. Um, and I just find it so fascinating that people will be like, "Oh no, capitalism is great." For who? Who is it great for? Um, so yeah, I find it very fascinating. The whole entire the entirety of a lot of this. And I find it most fascinating because of these marginalized folks. And you see it a lot in the Black community. And I've seen it so much because I blend in a lot of different places. Because, being racially ambiguous, people are always like, what are you? I'm like, I'm a human woman, but thank you so much. Love your line of questioning. Um, but also, there's a lot of people who like don't know who I am or how I identify or what my lineage is and will say wild ass things in my presence. Um, and I just find it, oh, those cute little bats now. Oh, I'm sorry. And I just find it so fascinating. Um, so yeah. Sorry, I am very distractible when I'm incredibly exhausted, and that's today. Damn, that's some claws. Um, sorry, I wanted to see what they were talking about in this. There we go. And sometimes I wonder, if the world was a little different, if if we were less selfish and self-serving and more community oriented, if we were more like we were back in the day where a village literally raised children, um, and that we supported each other and made sure. And granted, this is not. Um, how do I say this? This is not a very American way of thinking, or even uh, all European way of thinking, or um, I guess the white folks' way of thinking. That is not. They're a lot more self-serving. I just got cast. Okay. Sorry, I am. When I'm exhausted like this, I am very distractible. Like very, which makes me kind of think I have like I'm on the spectrum. Um, but Will doesn't think I am. And I'm just like, "But why?" He's like, "Well, you don't just get caught in cycles where you can't get things done, and you are productive some of the time, and um but I don't know about that." I don't know if I'm actually that uh, productive. Um, I mean, I think I am. I think I am. With all the things that I have to do, I'm definitely getting them done. Um, Sorry, I had to check on my paratransit for later. 2:31. Okay, perfect. Um, this is a very difficult topic to dive into because I know I'm gonna piss off a whole lot of people. Um, but also it's just kind of like, well, why are you such a dumpster fire of a person that you made it real easy to target you? And I'm not gonna like, say, oh, such and so and so. I'm not gonna be shaming anybody that hardcore. Um, but I am going to be bringing to light, like, there's a lot of people in New York City government, trash pandas, straight up trash pandas. And I know raccoons are trash pandas, and they're cute, but these guys are not cute. These guys are ugly, and I don't mean in a physical way of ugly. I mean is in their souls are very ugly. Um, Mostly because they got up to the top of wherever they're at, and they brought the ladder up with them, and they ain't taking the rest of us with them. And I hate to say it just like that, that they got their bag. They got their bag, they good, and they forgot about the rest of us, and they don't care. And also, there's some people who got up to the top of wherever they're at and don't want to rock any boats. And that subsequently means they're also not making any systemic changes at all for anybody's lives, not improving anything, just bare minimum bullshit. And, you know, they're good with that. They're good with just sitting around collecting dust as long as they collect a check. And you know what? I find that so fascinating because I'm just like, y'all, if I was making over $200,000, I try to do press conferences every week. I pick different places around the city to do community events. I pick different schools to do events at. I go to random parks or churches or mosques or synagogues or temples and do things. And I wouldn't just leave it for July for Disability Pride Month. I wouldn't just leave it for February for Black History Month. I wouldn't leave it for what is Arab History Month, June, August, one of those. I wouldn't just leave it for the particular months that we're, quote, supposed to celebrate, whatever. Whatever. I don't care. Um, but the point is that I would use my power to actually make some tangible change, so that people don't just say, "Oh, she's in that position. Where'd she go? What's happening?" So I'd be out there a whole heck of a lot more, and not just in some dirty, dusty office sitting around doing nothing. And if folks feel like this is directed at them or somebody else, ask yourself why. What have you done or not done to make it so E-Man said, "Oh, hey, useless trash panda, what you doing? What you not doing?" Um. Anyway, I, you know me, I like to sprinkle some spice on top of things, just to keep it interesting. Um. Yeah. Anyway, um, I am going to get ready for the 12 o'clock, and I am going to then get ready to go for my afternoon meetings. Um, and I just want you to be kind to yourself. You know what I mean? Some people don't like that. They don't like when you're actually kind to yourself. They just want you to be kind to them, be kind to other people. I don't get it. You're a person too, right? As am I. As are you. We are people. We are people. Yes, indeed. Anyway, I'm gonna guzzle the rest of this coffee because I am woo sleepy. Um, and I will see y'all on the flip side. I will also see you at 12 o'clock for my chat with Zion, which I'm very excited about. And yeah, I'll see y'all later. Bye, y'all.